Hi, I'm Mary, a librarian and book reviewer with a focus on stories written for kids, tweens, and teens. Today I get to share with you this book called What Happens After by Diane Nam and illustrated by Laura Yeager. Losing a loved one is hard, no matter what age you are, but for a child it can seem unfathomable. But it happens every day, and it's important to address those feelings. In this book, readers are introduced to several family groups who have each lost someone special, from a parent to a beloved pet to a grandparent to a child. There is a lot of loss. And yet, even though with that loss there's a lot of pain and anger, there are ways through the loss and finding joy on the other side. This beautiful picture book is written especially for very young readers who have lost someone special. As you're going through the story, the illustrations tell you more than the words alone can do, and you see a lot of the interactions that people have in response to losing a loved one. As you can see, there's not a huge amount of text on each page, and that makes it particularly accessible to young readers. It's a little bit poetic in its approach as well, so there's opportunity to discuss beyond the text that appears in the book to talk about what's happening and the feelings that people are feeling and the feelings that the reader might be feeling themselves. So whether you are experiencing that loss pretty raw in the first place, or if it's been a little while, this book is a really supportive addition to a library collection because it talks about not having a certain timeline for feeling better about losing someone special. And even when you think you're feeling better, sometimes it can come back to surprise you, the feelings that are there. So it invites readers to consider what might bring them joy in this time after, and also to remember the people or loved ones who have gone before. So the story has really engaging and thoughtful illustrations, particularly this one, because as we're talking about who is gone from each of these families, they're kind of blurred out in the pictures. And throughout the book, you get to see the families in a little bit more detail as they're going through their own grieving process. But instead of saying overtly exactly what has happened, you have the visual to really understand exactly who is missing from each of these pictures. And then as you're going through, yes, there's a lot of emotion on the faces, there's a lot of sadness, and then there's also moments of recovery, remembering, and celebrating the life that that person or creature had with them. So the book is designed to represent many different types of loss, many different types of family, and that helps it be more approachable and accessible to a wide range of readers. And even though it is written for those young readers, families of all types and all ages are going to find something that will resonate with them as they read this story. While there are some books about grief for young readers, this one is particularly poignant because it does honor the fact that there are big emotions that come with this loss, and that there are ways to manage even if you don't ever fully move on. If this sounds like a great fit for you or for someone you know, I hope you look for it wherever you get your books.